Hello everyone, I am Ashlesha Deshpande and today we are going to talk about behavior-wise classification of overheads. In the last lecture we have already seen the classification of overheads based on element, function, normality and control. Talking about behavior-wise classification, it is a very important question for all your exams. As a result of which this is a very important subtopic from chapter 1. So without any further delay, let us start. Before actually starting with the behavioral classification, let us first try to understand what exactly does behavioral classification means. So classification in response to the overhead's tendency to vary with the production or sales volume or activity level is called as behavior-wise classification. The behavior of that overhead is studied in response to the level of activity or sales volume. Based on this, the overheads can be classified into three types. First is fixed overheads, second are variable overheads, and third are semi-variable overheads. So, fixed overheads accrue. These are overheads which accrue with relation to the passage of time and they tend to be unaffected by the level of activity. So, irrespective of any level of activity, fixed costs in totality remain constant. They do not change. However, there is a misconception around fixed overheads that they are always fixed. That is not the case. Fixed overheads particularly remain fixed or unaffected in totality. However, when it comes to the amount per unit, fixed costs do vary and they vary inversely. That is, as you can see in the diagram over here, when the units of product are low, the average fixed cost is pretty much high. However, as the units start increasing one by one, the average fixed cost starts decreasing. As a result of which I said that fixed costs vary inversely when it comes to per unit costs. Like I said, these costs they remain fixed only within the limit of plant capacity. Any appreciable change is done in the plant capacity, then it affects the fixed overheads. That is what is meant by appreciable change. That is when your plant capacity is increased beyond a certain extent, or you bring in more investment, bring in more money and try to expand your plant, then in such case fixed overheads will definitely increase. In totality also they will increase. Because you are doing appreciable change with your existing asset and you are increasing your existing capacity. As a result of which these costs will also change in that particular circumstances. Very common examples of fixed overheads are rent or stationery, postage. And one important thing you have to note that fixed overheads are generally non-controllable in nature. However, though you cannot control them, you can still keep a track of the fixed cost. How can you do that? By doing effective utilization of available plant capacity. What will happen if you effectively use the plant capacity? It will help you to reduce the fixed cost per unit to the minimum. Because per unit fixed cost is variable, and when fixed cost per unit is reduced, that will be beneficial for your organization. So though they are non-controllable, you can still keep a track of them with the help of some of these techniques of costing. Fixed overheads are also called as period costs, policy costs, shutdown cost and standby cost. These are very common names that are used for fixed costs or fixed overheads. Next component is variable overheads. As the name suggests, variable overheads tend to follow the level of activity. That is, these overheads particularly increase in response to the level of activity or output in the organization. As you can see in the diagram over here, the quantity as it is increasing, the variable cost is also increasing directly in proportion to the quantity. So the behavior of variable cost in response to quantity is direct in nature. A very simple example of this can be, if 1 pen is costing rupees 10, then 5 pens will cost rupees 50. If you observe carefully, the cost of 1 pen or 1 unit is rupees 10 and it has remained unchanged even if we purchased 5 pens. In totality, this cost has increased because the output over here, that is pens, it has increased. But in per unit, it has remained constant. So this is a very unique feature of variable overheads. However, variable cost very rarely is perfectly variable in nature. Based on this sentence, there are three types of variable overheads found in practice. What are they? First is 100% variable overhead. Now, When I say 100%, it means that when output is increased by 1 unit, the variable cost will also increase by 1 rupee. There is no any more or less increase or decrease. Exactly similar variation is there. That is called as 100% variable cost. Second type is variable cost per unit of production is lower at lower ranges of output, and they gradually increase with the rise in output. It means that the variable cost is at a lower level when your output is at lower level. However, it gradually increases with the rise in output. Next, variable cost per unit of production are higher at the lower ranges of production. That is, when you start producing and when you are at initial stages of business, the variable cost is pretty much high. And when you start rising above, start climbing up the ladder, the variable cost starts decreasing. This is the third type in variable costs. These are the three subtypes in variable costs that you need to remember. And the last component over here is semi-variable cost or overheads. It contains both fixed and variable elements, and they are partly unaffected by change. These costs, they possess the characteristic of fixed overheads also and variable overheads also, and they are affected by the changes in the level of activity, but only to a particular extent. Exactly because of this nature of semi-variable costs, they are called as mixed costs, because both the characteristics of fixed and variables are mixed, or they are also called as semi-fixed costs. A very simple and apt example of semi-variable costs are your telephone charges. If you look carefully at your telephone or landline bill, there is a fixed annual charge in the bill that you have to pay irrespective of any calls that you make. Every year that you have to pay, and it pretty much remains fixed. There are not much changes every year. However, there is other component which is dependent on how many calls you make. So the more calls you make, more cost you will have to pay. Lesser the cost, lesser is the cost. That is the variable component over there. So the total of your telephone bill or postpaid bill is a mixture of variable and fixed components. That is your semi-variable overheads, the semi-variable cost. Also here there are two types. First is where variable element operates at all levels of output. As I said that semi-variable overheads are mixed in nature. Both the components are active, that is fixed and variable. However, when the variable component is more dominant than the fixed one, this type comes into the picture. The variable element over here is constantly dominant at all the levels. See, though it is semi-variable in the diagram over here, the semi-variable costs are increasing along with the output, pretty much like the variable costs. However, there is a fixed element also, that's why they are not completely variable in nature. As a result of which, we can say that in this semi-variable cost, the variable component is dominant. Then, this is the second type over here. These are also called as step costs, as they are widely known. Over here, the variable element comes into the picture after a particular range of activity or after a particular level of output is achieved. As you can see over here in the diagram, look over here. The cost at this point, at the beginning point, is stable and fixed at this particular range. However, some changes have happened over here. Some variable element has got into the picture over here, as a result of which it has increased and then it has again stabilized on this level. Then again certain changes took place, again it has rose. Likewise, a step-like graph is created, as a result of which they are called as step overheads or step costs. These costs increase in steps, and they remain constant over various small ranges of output. As you can see, they are constant over here, then it has rose, then again it is constant in this diagram. Likewise, this graph goes on increasing. With this, we have completed chapter 1 from your TYPCom Costing Paper 2 syllabus. From the next lecture, we will start with chapter 2, which talks about accounting of overheads. In the next video, I will be talking about a few important theoretical concepts from that chapter which are important from your examination point of view, following which we will start solving the problems based on primary and secondary distribution of overheads. Those videos will be coming up soon. Until then, stay home, stay safe.